Okay, we're going to try this one more time, folks. The computer does not want to cooperate. I was actually in the middle of recording this segment for you, and the recording on the computer crashed as well. So this device is plugged in. I'm going to go over this one more time. Let's hope we can I'm just trying to get a simple message out here to you folks. This article here on AccuWeather.com is talking about the rainy season and how much it's increased because of temperatures increasing, and that it holds more moisture in the atmosphere. So, in other words, this article does not mention anything about cosmic rays. It does not mention anything about solar minimums or anything like that, okay? So, let me show you what NOAA has to say about, and I think this is why we're getting messed with tonight, because there's the truth about climate here on NOAA. Look at this. This is from NOAA, okay? This was written on, oh, this is today's date, Friday, November 12th. Well, it will be tomorrow. This site must be run overseas. Anyway, you can see it's on the official website. What does it say? What drives modern climate? The 4 major contributions to climate change is solar irradiance, greenhouse gases, volcanoes, and INSO. 3 out of 4 are all factors from the sun. Volcanic activity is related to solar activity, which causes a cooling effect on the atmosphere. INSO can warm us. They can also cool us. Right now we're in La Nina, so we're seeing global temperatures dropping. By the way, folks, go to drroyspencer.com. We are sitting at a 0.37 above baseline. That is nowhere near the 1.5 or the 2.0 degrees above baseline. That's the runaway catastrophe, global warming. That's not happening right now. Okay, that's fact number 1. But here we have a cause for climate change on NOAA's website. That's right. INSO. Volcanoes and solar irradiance. 3 out of 4 have something to do with our sun. I want to read what NOAA says about the climate. Look at this right here at the top. All weather on Earth, from the surface of the planet into space, begins with the sun. Do you see that? NOAA is telling us right here that space weather and terrestrial weather are influenced by the small changes of the sun during solar cycles. It doesn't have to be much. What they mean by the small changes, that is TSI, total solar irradiance. It usually drops from anywhere from 1 to 1.5 watts per square meter during solar minimums, right? So when the sun's power is down, the magnetosphere is weak, the magnetic field is weak, allowing more cosmic rays into the atmosphere, which causes cloud nucleation, right? But folks, at the very beginning of this, the weather on Earth from the surface of the planet into space begins with the sun. The sun is driving the climate. They say it right here on NOAA. The number 1 thing that drives the climate is solar irradiance. And they even tell you that the smallest change in solar irradiance will impact the climate here on Earth. Down at the bottom, I want to read you this last part. It says, there is a theory that cosmic rays can create nucleation sites in the atmosphere, which see cloud formation and create cloudier conditions. If this were true, then there would be a significant impact on the climate, which would be modulated by the 11-year solar cycle. Folks, YouTube told us that we were delivering harmful content, and that's why we lost the ads on our channel, that we don't speak the truth. But here I'm showing you right now that NOAA is talking about this so-called theory that has a significant impact on the climate. Hello, 83% more rainfall since 1950, 87% more rainfall since 1950. Those are huge numbers, folks. And the one thing that mainstream media on this AccuWeather website is forgetting to tell you about is the space weather element of climate change. And it says right here on NOAA, the sun drives the climate. The very first sentence says all weather on Earth from the surface of our planet into space begins with the sun. But channels like us are not allowed to earn ad revenue because we spread harmful content. Maybe NOAA should lose its government funding, huh? Maybe NOAA should lose its government funding for preaching against. Now, yeah, you see CO2, it's number 2 on here. But guys, the reason why we are seeing, and check this out. I want to also, this right here, that notice where this cosmic radiation, or I'm sorry, the CO2 numbers go up. Right around, wow, 1950. How interesting. We see the rates starting to go up in 1950 of CO2, atmospheric CO2. Okay? Continues to rise. Why? I bet you will find more volcanic eruptions along the way. I bet you will find more earthquakes. And yes, we have had some ice melt. And ice melt and warming of oceans creates CO2. But none of it is from man. If it was all from man, then why wasn't it going straight up? I mean, back in the 1800s, in the early 1900s, in the 1940s, our industry didn't care about clean carbon. They burnt the dirtiest fuel in the world. All the time, every day, no filters. We've got these so-called carbon catchers out here, and we're still seeing record amounts of CO2. During the COVID shutdown, when industry shut down for a good part of the world, CO2 rose to its new records of 416 parts per million during a COVID shutdown. But yet you're supposed to believe that global warming is caused by your emissions. When NOAA tells you what drives the climate right here, 3 out of the 4 things are connected to the sun. There was a peer-reviewed paper on INSO that was also proved that it was from the sun, that the sun impacted INSO, that there are studies out there, thanks to people like John Casey and Willie Soon, that show you that volcanic activity and seismic activity are on the rise during solar minimums. And then, of course, the number one reason for climate is solar irradiance. So you tell me, if you've been following this channel for 5 years, what is the difference between our channel and NOAA right now? The fact that maybe we don't say that greenhouse gases contributes to climate change. That's the only difference. But we agree with number 1, number 3, and number 4, and NOAA will agree with us as well. But because we're denying CO2 as a reason for climate change is why we're doing this silly mess right now, holding a cell phone to your computer screen so I can get this message out. I've been trying to upload this video. My computer keeps crashing. My software broadcasting keeps crashing. I can't record. I can't go live. So thankfully, I guess my well-protected iPhone is secure enough to keep the YouTube gremlins out of my live stream here. But folks, this is ridiculous, the extent that I'm going through right now, just to relay a message about how it is no different on NOAA, on what they're talking about, what drives the climate. And they even mentioned the cloud nucleation theory here at the bottom. And this was wrote a few years back. We know that there has been several peer-reviewed papers that have proved that we are looking at climate change due to the sun. Unreal. Noah says it right there. All weather on Earth from the surface of the planet into space begins with the sun. I'm not making this up. And yet we got to do this Mickey Mouse kind of crap to show you guys the truth because I keep getting censored on YouTube. Guys, go to What's Up With That. Check out this video of Willie Soon. He also talks about the most common basic knowledge about climate change, the seasonal climates, and how we show you where we get less sunlight in January and it's the coldest time of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. Is that a coincidence? Because Noah also says lower solar irradiance can impact the climate. Solar irradiance impacts the climate. Willie Soon says that January we get less sunlight and therefore we are colder. And then during the summer months, we see the most sunlight and we're warmer. So what is the common denominator here, folks? The sun. It warms, it cools. But we're reporting, supposedly, the harmful content. Give me a break. What's up with that? Check out this Willie Soon. I'm told that if I play a YouTube video while this computer is up, it will crash it because of this new stupid software update. Check out 58,000 agricultural facilities in northeast China affected by the record snowstorms. Mari was showing me some footage of this earlier, and this is like Buffalo stuff here, folks, like during the lake effect snows. Record snowstorms have affected 58,000 agricultural facilities in northeast China over the past few days. Local authorities say they are rushing to ensure power and food supply while repairing damages in the region heavily affected by rolling power outages in September of 2021. So we had power outages from summer weather. Now they're dealing with record snows early in China, affecting crops, affecting food supply distribution. I don't know if you guys follow us on Facebook, the Grand Solar Minimum. Mari posted an article today about North Korea heading towards a famine. Has anybody seen Kim Un-jun? He's skinny. He didn't go on a diet. There's no food for them. Even their government is losing weight. Ice Age Farmer reports that farmers are having trouble buying chemicals and supplies to grow food next year. Well, that's not a over exaggeration. Our farmer buddy in Nebraska, Matt Bros, told me the prices are sky high and he barely got enough to what he needs next year. The reason why Matt was able to fulfill his order is that he is not a major, he doesn't have thousands and thousands and thousands of acres of crops. He's still a big operation, but he's nothing on a scale of, tens of thousands of acres. Still a good farm that he has. Still very plentiful. Livestock in the winter, and then, of course, crops in the summer. But Matt was telling me that the prices have gone up, that it was almost impossible to fulfill his order, and that he was on the brink of possibly not being able to start his plant on time because of lack of supplies. But thankfully, he has what he needs, but he still thinks he might be a little short. Yeah, anyway. More What's Up With That. Temperatures bottoming out in Antarctica. Since measurements began 60 years ago, Antarctica sets a cold record for a 6-month period. No one's talking about it. Why? They are burying all cold weather news, just like they're trying to do here at the Grand Solar Minimum channel. They don't want these reports getting out. The media is now trying to put the duct tape over everyone's mouth that speaks about cold. The station at the South Pole recorded a mean temperature of negative 60.9 degrees for April 1st to September 30th, according to the United States National Snow and Ice Data Center. For the June, July, August period, mean was minus 62.9, the second coldest recorded. No one's talking about this in mainstream. And this was the winter that the South Pole had. We're getting ready to head into winter now. Look at what happened in China right now. Here's that drop. Look at this, from 1985 I mean, this is not just a small difference. That's quite a drop. No one's talking about it in the news. Thank you, What's Up With That, for bringing this up. Again, check out Willie soon. He talks about the basics on the sun and the climate, just like Noah talks about the basics of the sun and the climate, how it's the number one reason that climate change happens. If you haven't signed up yet, folks, go over to our WTFsky.org. There's a chat. Check it out. Grand Solar Minimum Cycles. Just click on whatever group you want to go to have a chat. A group chat, that is. If you're a member of the the Middleman News, check us out over here and you could get into the chat just like you're doing a direct message. Hello. And there you are. Message delivered. This message was posted, and as soon as my computer unfreezes, on the Middleman News section of the WTFsky.org. There's so many good things about this website. It'll lead you to the Grand Solar Minimum, the YouTube channel, the website, how to donate, how to subscribe to Patreon. Then if you want to go on our social media accounts, we have links to the Twitter, Facebook group, GSM on Reddit. Maria has been busy. If you guys want to know about the basics of CO2, that will be an educational website, iloveco2.com. There you see the channels that you will find us on. And then Middleman News. I'm going to deliver the news without all the bias stuff. Just give you the straight up news. Thank you, Antonio. He has accepted my friendship request. Folks, this is how it works. It's just like YouTube. How do I go post on my wall? You go over where it says home, click on activity. That's like your Facebook wall. You'll see this little doohickey here. And then scroll down. And there it is. It's like a Facebook wall. Type in what you want to talk about. GSM will never die. And then I'll click on my profile and I'll post it in the Grand Solar Minimum group. Hit post. It's that simple, folks. And guess what? The best part about this is that you'll never be censored. I don't have fact checkers that will tell you you're wrong. Even if you come into this page and talk about CO2 being the driving of the climate, you're going to get treated with respect. We are going to present you with the evidence on why that is not true. We will not insult you. We will not harm you. We want to improve your thought process by showing you real scientific evidence that the sun indeed controls the climate. That's right. I said it. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Let's check out the GFS report really fast before we jump off the air. We got a pretty significant snowmaker here in the northern plains. It's affecting the Dakotas right now. Minnesota, you are definitely getting drilled. Over here in the northwest, whoa. Heavy rain coming in right now as we speak. Rain on the way for the east and the northeast, but check out the cold front after this rain moves through. That's right, possibility of lake effect snow showers overnight on Sunday, November 12th. Nothing major, but the chance is there. And then we'll see continuing lake effect snows for the next several days. Over there in Michigan, Scott Rose, you might get a dusting to 2 inches of snow. This is on Monday. Temperatures will be cold enough to support all of this for snow overnight, especially in western New York. Erie, south towns of Buffalo, definitely looking at some snowfall here in the northeast. Meanwhile, the same old heavy rain and snow. Alberta and BC for now, but mainly rain here in Oregon and Washington. This lake effect snows are going to linger on through November, looks like the 16th, and then maybe dry out for a day before the next system moves along in by midweek next week. More cold air behind that will bring snow on the back edge of this storm, and this is starting to set up like a classic winter situation. Look at that low pressure system out to sea. Thankfully, that's going to be nowhere near us. But folks, if you live in the Northeast, we're going to start seeing chances for snow. This is November 22nd. Rain and snow, and there is a better chance of some significant snowfall in western New York. from lake effects once again. So 2 different times where we see weather cold enough for 2 different lake effect systems. The Northwest is just like on repeat, rinse, and the cycle is just rinse, wash, repeat, whatever you want to call it. Constant moisture moving in the form of heavy rain and snow in the upper elevations. And they drive across the country, bringing these cold air fronts to the northeast. And here's another system that will try to travel, but high pressure kills that one off. And then low pressure will carry this one across the middle part of the country on, or after Thanksgiving, I should say. And then another big system heading its way towards the northeast. If this cold front dips down far enough, which the GFS is indicating, we could see some snow, possibly not just on Thanksgiving, but ending the month of November. God knows the temperatures definitely will support this as well as we look at the GFS moving into next week and into the following week, staying nice and warm across central part of the United States, but then this major cold blast coming through right around November 19th, which is next Friday, or actually this Friday. We will start to see things, no, next Friday. Today's on the 11th. Things will really start kicking into gear closer to winter out here, especially in the northern plains and the Great Lakes heading into the northeast, looking like a classic La Nina. Look at this. Classic La Nina jet stream right here, folks. 30s for the high, teens for the low. And this is just the end of November. This is around Thanksgiving. So you bet your bottom dollar that snow could fly and could stick, and the temperatures really aren't getting that much warmer up here across the Great Lakes, across the northern plains. Staying warm and dry down in the southeast. That's beautiful. A lot of you snowbirds are down in Florida right now anyway, so good for you. But what we're seeing in China and what could be coming in Europe next makes me feel like the Thanksgiving is just the tip of the iceberg, and that we could see some big piling up snows like we did last December, especially here upstate New York. Check out La Nina situation. It has dropped, and then it rose a little bit, but now it's getting back to where we thought it would. 0.773 below baseline, which is definitely in the realm of La Nina. Folks, I promise you our updates are not always going to be like this, but for right now, this is the only way I can relay the message to you about global cooling and how mainstream media is putting it right in your face about the impact of climate recently. These numbers are huge. And look at this. NOAA tells you why it's happening, because of cosmic radiation, because of the energetic particles that cause cloud nucleation. La Nina, yes, it's cold and rainy night now in Melbourne, Australia. God bless you out there. You guys are really doing some strange weather out there. So we're not doing anything different on our channel than NOAA is. You want to know if you get some rain in Arizona? Well, let's find out. You know, that's the beautiful part about looking at the chat now. I can see it. Let's check it out. Are we getting rain in Arizona? Let's find out. We'll watch this southwest for us since I'm always biased to the northeast. Looks pretty bone dry to me, buddy. Yeah, I'd say no to the rain in Arizona. Maybe a shot of rain here towards the end of the month. Yeah, so 1 chance of rain in the next 16 days. Not looking good. Let's check out the Rockies in the western half of the United States. Snow possible, of course. More snow in the higher elevations, high pressure, cold air pouring in from the Arctic. Snow chances are definitely getting better towards the end of this month. And of course, we already saw the east and the northeast, which we are going to see multiple chances of snow and rain over the next 2 weeks. Mainly rain, but the snow is starting to filter in. We really need to watch over here, folks. The Cleveland area, Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York. We need to watch this area here because the waters right now, and even AccuWeather is trying to prepare us for this. Warm Great Lakes to serve as fuel for multiple rounds of lake effect snow. See, I told you. I told you. At least they told the truth on that one. All right, that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. Thank you for joining the Grand Solar Minimum channel for your up-to-date Please look out for our next show. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it from our broadcasting software if it doesn't crash. But until the next show, hopefully tomorrow or maybe even Sunday night, but I'm going to have Mari work on our system and try to make this system work on just the minimum if we can. But thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for your continued support over on Patreon. We love you guys. We are starting to feel the love, definitely, and this is going to continue to motivate us to continue to bring you the news, the truth about climate change and what's happening. Guys, take care out there, and we'll talk soon.
Do you like this show? Give us a thumbs up. Want to support us more? Share to your favorite social media platform, buy a t-shirt, or become a Patreon. All links are in the description below.